Part 4, asset division. This is when you get to see just how integral your ex-wife was in you obtaining all the stuff that you have up to this point. It's an emotionally draining thing to go through. So once you start going through your stuff and saying, okay, well, anything of value in the home, outside the home, anything that we have is now on paper, and she's coming after half of each and every single thing that she can get. Okay? Everything in your life you have to look at and say, she's probably going to want that. She's probably going to want this. Definitely going to want half of that. And there's all these rules that apply for stuff that you had when you met her and stuff that you had after you met her, stuff that you had before marriage, stuff that you had after marriage, stuff that you had even after you guys broke up. It's all these things that apply differently, which is where you obviously have to lawyer up and you have to ask the proper questions as to where am I going to go with this? What am I going to do with that? How am I going to split this apart? Well, it turns out that all anybody really wants out of an asset is whatever it's worth, and then you take that worth and you cut it in half. Don't discount just how emotionally draining this situation is going to be for you. If you have to go to a parking lot 6 a.m. and scream and cry and honk your horn and yell at God, do it. I don't know if it'll help you at all. I did that a number of times throughout the first year, and yeah, it didn't really help at all. But maybe in the moment, you get to have some kind of a release for yourself to say, I really have to get rid of a lot of shit here, and she's just going to take it like it was hers. Absolutely. She also did the thing where she racked up a bunch of money on her credit cards that I didn't even know about, and it's turned out to be $12,000 of debt. There was $10,000 of student loan that she hadn't paid off from school she went to like 7 years prior. And she started skimming money out of the account as well. All of a sudden, there's like $800 less in the account. And when I called her on it, she said, this isn't your money, Brett. This is our money. And there was a bit of a tone there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that insolent tone.
Anyway, it's all legal because all's fair in love and war. Keep that in the back of your mind at all times, that all the greasy things someone's going to do, it's just part of the course for what we're dealing with here. And yeah, all the cash in your accounts, doesn't matter what it is. I would recommend, this is something that you'll get just like 3 seconds of joy out of. When I came home that day after we talked about the $800 that went missing, is I said, give me the debit card. And of course, hum and haw a little bit. And no, I just said, give me the debit card. And so she gave it to me. And you take a pair of scissors and you put the debit card in the scissors and just ever so slowly, just go snip. And you'll find that these little moments of joy are very important because especially in the first year, you're not going to have very many of them. So really enjoy that few seconds of cutting that debit card or credit cards as well if you have any that were in your shared name. This credit card debt that I talked about was found out about after the fact. It was all under her name. Didn't matter though because it's an asset. An asset is money up from zero and also money down from zero that you get to pay half of. If it's at all possible, take your paperwork out of your house. Anything that has anything to do with money that you have, an asset that you have, anything that's considered property or that would be on the asset pile, get that paperwork into a safe space, which is not around your ex-wife. Because if she does what my ex did, is just go through it all, and then she starts picking off little pieces here and there and getting information that at this point in time, all's fair in love and war, get that shit away from her and say, we will send you your package, thank you. And it's up to you to go through all that at a later time. But initially, making sure that credit cards and debit cards from any accounts are dealt with. You may want to consult with a lawyer first because she's going to use something against you as well, which if you take her ability to have any money away and to put gas in the car and to feed her kids, she's going to blow that out of proportion and make that your problem, that you're this abusive guy who doesn't give me any money and I can't feed my kids, and she's going to blow it up huge. So if you have to take her cards away, give her some cash, tell her dad to go and pay for her, whatever is going to work out for you for the best. But do know that that could come up later, is that you're put her out, because it came up in my situation, and that's why she got alimony, which because I kicked her out of the house and the kids. It even said that on their separation agreement. So that's not exactly what happened. She left, and but we're not concerned about lies and truth here because this is divorce. Once she's out of the house, now it's time to get real with your entire financial portfolio. For each asset, you want to have the date of obtainment and the value of that. You want to have the value of the asset on the date of cohabitation, when she moved in. You want to have the value of date of marriage, and then you want to have a value of the date of separation. So those dates you want to have on each and every single asset that you have. You're going to go through. And a lot of the assets in my situation, a lot of what I had before she moved in, or I had when we were living together but weren't married. So the laws apply just a little bit different for stuff that's brought into the marriage compared to if you buy something after marriage. It's pretty straight, cut and dried of sell the asset, pay any costs that are associated with that, and then whatever money's left you divide into, and then she gets half of that. The stuff that you bring into the marriage, what I was told, again, laws might be different now, but how it worked for me was she was only able to get half of the gain of the value. So from the date of whether it's cohabitation or date of marriage, whatever it was from there to, so say assets that you're continually, retirement or pension, something like that, is that it would only be from here to here. She gets half of, not here to here, which is a full half, most of the half. It helps you a lot in getting rid of your stuff, as to you only have to pay a certain amount, not entirely half. So each and every asset you have to go through that. So that's everything and anything you can think of. Your checking accounts, your savings account, any cash that you have, debts, of course, any credit cards that you have, or any lines of credit that you have, your house, any houses that you have. So this is rental properties, this is vacation homes, doesn't matter. Land that you guys have, your family has, if you guys are involved in family businesses of any kind, you got to get all that stuff too, because there's percentages that she's going to go after if she finds out that you're even a little kind of percentage of any family business that you have. Your company is going to be one of the biggest ones to go through, whether you're one man in a service van driving around, or you're the owner of a company, you're part owner of a big company. They'll rip the company right apart to get every dollar out of it that you can. Any pension RSPs that you have, and then